Hey everybody, it's Star Wars month. Every Monday this month we're going to be doing Star Wars games.
That is true.
Let's get to it. Here we have Star Wars on Famicom. This is a game that I covered in the Nerd episode 99.
99.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you would think that with NES, the Famicom game would have been the same as the NES version, but for some reason they did two completely separate games, probably because this version sucked so fucking bad.
That they were like, we have to make a new one.
Yeah, usually it's the opposite. Usually the Japanese version's the best, but this was a case where it was not. Begins hopeful enough.
And it's a New Hope.
New Hope is going to be No Hope real soon.
Now, the first time they used the title of the New Hope was in the 1981 re-release, was it not?
Yeah, now I'm hoping we don't repeat ourselves too much. Did we talk about this in another video?
It's Star Wars. You can talk about it as many times as you want.
Yeah, no. Sometimes you do one thing and then it turns out that you have more to the story later. I'm sure with George Lucas and everybody, I don't think anybody knew exactly how big Star Wars was going to become. So when he did Star Wars, I'm pretty sure it was just... Well, okay. First of all, it's imitating old film serials for one thing. That it's sort of like Star Wars Begins, like he just jumped right into the action, like right there, what we just saw on the screen. That was what's going on. It's like you jump right in.
He didn't know that it was going to be so successful that he'd be able to do a sequel.
Yeah, but like film serials is like. I don't know how many people nowadays know about it, but back in the 30s, 40s, film serials was like a short film that would play before a movie, and they would continue every week. It was kind of like the early version of television, TV episodes. So it was really like an episodic kind of thing. And Star Wars was basically George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. All those guys are always, any of those directors are fans of the film serials because that's what they grew up on. So Star Wars is very much imitating something like that, but that's actually kind of beside the point. I think of what's going on is that he had this one movie and it was just like, here it is, it's Star Wars, and then after it became a big success, everybody's like, oh, so when are you gonna do the sequel, Star Wars 2? And people would call it that before Empire Strikes Back. Everybody was like, oh, so when's Star Wars 2? It said it on magazines and everything. And well, they interviewed George Lucas, and he was like, well, actually, I don't really think this one's 2, because now for the first time he's thinking of, like, this large story, and when he wrote it, and he came up with the thing about, like, oh, like, Darth Vader is Luke's father, and all this stuff, it, like, kind of opened it all up in his head. Even when I was making my Snicks movies as a kid, when I got to, like, some of the sequels, it started getting, stories kind of roll, and, snowball, and they kind of get bigger and bigger. It's like, oh, wait, this could happen, or that could happen. So I could imagine what was going on in his head at that time, like, oh, wow, like, there's this big story. So then he actually thought, like, oh, well, I think there could be more before Star Wars and after, so I feel like Empire Strikes Back was like 5.
Not to get on a huge tangent about the new movie, but what do you think about the fact that George Lucas sold the rights to Disney to make these movies? He also, along with that, gave them his thoughts, his general synopsises of what he thought would happen in episodes 7, 8, and 9. What do you think about that they're not going with that with Lucas's ideas, that they went off and they're doing their own thing, and that's public. Everybody knows that they went on and decided to do their own thing with it and not use George Lucas's original concepts. Do you think that makes these movies that are upcoming more fan fiction, since they're not coming from the mind of George Lucas?
That's a really good question.
Because I've always felt that way with things like there's a Peanuts movie now in the theaters with Charlie Brown. Well, that obviously is not coming from the mind of Charles Schultz. So is it really Peanuts?
Like Wizard of Oz books. Eventually, Frank Baum wasn't doing them anymore.
Are those really Wizard of Oz, or are they fan fiction?
And there's even debate with that. Like some people are like, oh, well, these are the official ones, and that's it. I think at some point, every artist who's done something for a long time has to pass it on. If it's a big thing, if it's a big enough thing like Star Wars, then I think J.J. Abrams is like Steven Spielberg, like basically like kind of picked him up and was like, hey, I want you to be the next me, almost.
Right.
Because like, Super 8 is so much like a Spielberg movie. I feel like they were just kind of like, Spielberg's trying to pass himself on to like a younger director, so they have J.J. Abrams, and then and now George Lucas, because he's friends with Spielberg, like of course he's like endorsing it too, and they kind of just picked him to be the one to carry it on, I guess.
So do you feel like people can go into the theater feeling like this is a real Star Wars movie, even though it's not coming from the mind of George Lucas, and George Lucas didn't work on it?
I feel like this is Star Wars Mark II. I just feel like it's like a new beginning to Star Wars. Like this is just going to be the launch for new Star Wars stuff. I feel because to me Star Wars is the story of Anakin Skywalker. Like I'm just deeply connected to Anakin Skywalker, you know.
Agreed, but along with the story of Anakin Skywalker comes Anakin Skywalker's children.
Yeah, and this is their story. So this is two. This is like kind of like
right,
the next
but his children are part of him. You know, Luke and Leia, those are his kids. So isn't it also kind of still telling the story of Anakin in a way, since those are his kids?
Yeah, it's carrying it on. It's kind of like it's like Rocky with Creed. It's like, okay, well, this is Apollo's son, you know, everything. Like it's always going to be like that. But yeah, it's part of a new thing, I think. It's just the new beginning. So I feel like the Anakin Skywalker story is kind of, well, not over, but it's just his life has already been kind of told, and now this is like starting a new thing. So I feel like that's a good time for new
for somebody else to come into it.
Yeah, so that's what I think.
That makes sense. Well, let's try out this shitty game.
Yeah.
You want me to try it? You're handing it to me.
I've played it. Okay. but well, first of all, look at Luke.
Why does he have black hair?
There's something with the jump, like where you can jump high if you hold it.
Yeah. I'm trying to... Oh, no.
You got it.
Okay. It's kind of... I'm trying to figure out what it is, though.
What it is that... Don't you just hold it down, or...
Is that what it is? Yeah, kind of. It's a little weird.
It is weird.
Speaking of jumping high and all that, reminds me, you know in the Ninja Turtle nerd video, the first one, how we're like, oh, get the fuck up there, get the fuck up there, and all that?
Can I get up? Can I get up? No. God fucking damn it. Get the fuck up there. Get up there.
You know what that all came out of? Because we were playing the game and we couldn't get up there. You know that actually does work, that we were wrong? Because I was just...
You mean that you can jump up there?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, really?
I was just playing the game. Remember I was telling you I beat it like last month or whatever. You can jump up there.
So you can just jump up there?
No, this is the jump I was talking about. See that? You can jump up there. You guys fucking see that? So... Because I remember being able to do that when I was a kid, and then I remember telling you that, and you're like, oh, you can jump up there? And then I tried to do it, and we couldn't do it. I couldn't figure out how to do it again, but you can. Wait, do you not have a life meter? Oh, it's a one hit. Oh, is it one hit death?
Yeah, it's one of those.
What's going on here? What?
Oh.
Wait, game over already?
How do you like this?
Are those ocean waves?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Leia.
Kind of, and then she turns into like a mummy. She almost looks like Mumm-Ra, like just disappearing.
Ancient forces of evil, transform this decayed form to Mumm-Ra, the ever-living. Mumm-Ra farts out mummy dust.
Mumm-Ra is a fuck. There you go.
Darth Vader I'm on Darth Vader already.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, shit's gonna get real now.
Yeah.
What's he saying? I am your father or something?
He spoils the whole movie, Darth Vader. Yeah!
Oh, shit. Wait. So how do you beat this thing, though?
I mean, you're doing it, but it's just... There you go.
So now I've only got one life left.
Apparently.
Okay, there's two Jawas and R2. Why am I saving Jawas?
So having seen the movie and to make a game, what made them think, let's turn Darth Vader into a scorpion?
They probably wanted to get Darth Vader into it early.
But why is he a scorpion?
Because obviously you can't... It's not going to be the real Darth Vader fight yet because it's too early to fight Darth Vader.
You're saying it's a scorpion disguised as Darth Vader.
Yes. It's just an enemy who disguises itself as Darth Vader, or maybe it's a mind trick from Darth Vader, like, or whatever, because you can't fight Darth Vader yet because we just turned the game on.
It's probably more thought than they put into it.
What are these things even? Those aren't Jawas.
It looks kind of like a cross between a Jawa and Admiral Akbar and Obi-Wan.
And Obi-Wan.
Yep, just jump over him.
Okay.
Whoa. Whoa, shit, that
You know
sucks.
what? Good, because I don't even want that
sucks.
thing.
Okay, I guess it...
Oh, now they're shooting at me? Okay, you can jump over at least. Alright. I think I have 2 lives left. This is the best I've done. Oh, come on! That better not be my last guy. Alright.
Get into that bar.
I know. Oh, great. Here we go. Oh!
Whoa!
Oh! Fucker! Oh, that's right. I got the extra life.
That was a good thing to get.
Thank God I got... Yeah, with this...
Isn't it nice they give you that? Woo. Whoa! Oh, oh!
Fucking shithole fucker. I am curious if ooh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I am curious if they're gonna have the 20th Century Fox thing come up in the beginning.
Oh, to honor just the fact that just the other movies had it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think that company's involved at all anymore.
Like technically, Lucasfilm doesn't exist anymore because
Right.
they've been acquired by Disney. So,
Right.
But I think they're still gonna say.
They're just gonna get it in there just because it kind of needs to be, you know.
I'll try to play.
Or will they be bold with it and go in a new direction? Like, what if it doesn't even have the opening crawl? I think people will be pissed. I don't think they're going to take that chance.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think they would do
like
that.
a pre-credit scene, or no, all these movies nowadays where they just put the title at the fucking end of the movie.
Yeah.
There's no opening title or anything.
And by the way, knowing how J.J. Abrams, he's trying to use practical special effects because that's how they did it in the original Star Wars
Well, he
movie.
did. He pulled it off. It looks like.
I know,
I
know, and that's what I'm saying. Knowing the way he is, and the fact that he went through the effort to do practical special effects, I'm sure that he's gonna put the opening credit crawl in there because it's, you know what I mean. He's such a fan, and he's going to that much effort to make it like the original. I think it's definitely gonna be Episode 7, and it's gonna have the opening crawl. If it didn't, that would be a real disappointment.
Everybody would boo right in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a good start.
That was the only thing that
People would be yelling, "What the
fuck?
fuck's the opening credits? Fuck this shit!"
Phantom Menace. This is how it all started. You know, all these years go by with no Star Wars.
I know
movie.
exactly what you're gonna say.
It's like,
and then you're reading it, and it's like,
no, it was like
it's like the politics and like all
tax trade federation and everything.
As soon as you read Trade Federation, it was like, oh shit.
No. Let me take.
We're in for it.
Let me take you through the whole thing. First, it comes up. It's like Star Wars, and yeah, everybody's like clapping, yeah. And then we're like, okay, here comes Star Wars Episode 1, yeah. And then we're like, you read it, and then okay, all right. Well, I'm with it still. All right, tax trade federation. Okay, all right.
We'll figure out what that means.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
And then it goes up, and then we're like, okay, now the camera's gotta go down, tilt down like that, and then. Yeah, okay, awesome. And then it goes inside the ship, and it's like all these like weird frog CG things, and it's like, okay, all right, okay. And then where all the rest went.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So
here's the thing. Some people say that like Phantom Menace isn't that bad or whatever, and whatever. It has more merit than people give it credit for.
Well, sure, people are extra hard on things, but.
But I'm sorry,
bad.
but look at that movie and look at the part where Jar Jar has his tongue hanging out, or that part where that Gun King is like, ooh, and tell me that that's not a bad movie.
Well, they're not. The people who said that aren't talking about those parts. They're talking about like the lightsaber duel with Darth Maul, or the pod race, or something in the movie that's like okay or like pretty cool. They're not talking about they're just saying there's also some scenes in the movie that are pretty good. That it's not all shit,
I think it's all shit.
So you think the lightsaber duel at the end was shit?
I think it was shit because not because the choreography was bad, not because the special effects were bad. That was all good. But I think it was shit because I didn't care about the battle because the movie was bad.
You didn't.
That's why I think it's a shit.
Do you remember the first image you ever saw from Phantom Menace? Like back when before the movie?
Yes. It was the poster with the kid with the shadow.
Oh yeah, that was actually kind of cool. That poster.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. That I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. Yeah.
I think the first image I saw was of a Queen Amidala Ding Dong or whatever, and like
Ding Dong.
And it was like, oh wow, okay, wow, this is a new Star Wars character and everything.
Yeah.
Like, and then I saw Darth Maul, and I'm like, oh okay, like this is gonna be like the new he's gonna be like the
new Vader
in the lineage of all these Darths, and I'm like, oh, this is good. Well, I can't wait to see how this character plays out. And then you see the movie, and Darth Maul's in it for like maybe 10 minutes, and
yeah, not a fan of that movie.
Oh, that's what it does. It like warps me. I don't think any of them were anywhere near as bad as that one. I think that was like by far the worst.
Yeah. It did get better with Attack of the Clones. That was a better movie, and it's still a very flawed movie, that one as well, but it was a lot better. And then the third one was the best of them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
I like the third one a lot. I know everybody just wants to focus on Darth Vader saying no, which was like 1 second.
That's
of the whole
not
film,
the part that bothered me. Actually, I didn't even really have a problem with him saying no. It was the parts where Hayden Christensen is like talking.
He has a great look.
Oh my! He has a good look, and he's got a sinister look to him.
Yeah,
but
when he opens his mouth,
when he opens his mouth,
great, yeah.
it ruins the whole movie.
You know who was really good? You know who really saved the movie was the Emperor.
He did.
Oh, the Emperor was so good in Revenge of the Sith.
Christopher Lee was good. Ewan McGregor was good. The Emperor was good. And you know what scene I like? I like the part where Yoda fights the Emperor.
That was,
and he's throwing the things and all that.
That was awesome and unexpected. We all knew that we're going to see Anakin fight Obi-Wan.
Right.
Yoda against the Emperor is like one of those like fan kind of things almost.
Right,
it's like, oh, imagine if this person fought this. You know, it's like one of those things that just made up that you'll never see happen in the movie. They did it. Like they knew exactly what to do. Here we go.
Wow, you're doing better than me. Look at you.
Oh.
Look at him go.
Oh, I went over the bar.
Did you make it in?
Oh, you know what?
Oh, he's in the Falcon.
Super Mario Brothers going
Are you controlling it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not yet. Now I am. Super Mario Brothers jumping over the flagpole.
I did it.
Fuck that! I jumped over I jumped over the bar in Tatooine.
That's true. I gotta give it up to you. Jumped over the fucking cantina.
Yeah. All right, you want to play this stage?
No, you go.
Okay.
You always like to hand it to me when it gets to those kind of stages.
Yeah.
You fucking do this. You did make it to this in the video because I remember this in the nerd video.
Look at this. Whoa!
Oh, you float?
If you use the thingy, yeah. Oh.
It's a floater.
I don't even get it.
When the shit floats in the toilet bowl, they call it's a floater.
When would you let it float?
When
would you let it happen?
I don't know.
Just flush the turd. Don't let it like.
If the turd's floating on top of the water in the toilet bowl.
Who would let it get to that point where it becomes buoyant?
I don't know. I didn't come up with it, dude.
You know that poop humor is completely like universal. Like it starts when you're a kid and it just never ends.
Yeah.
Okay, my daughter, like we're watching Scooby-Doo. We're watching the ones with Scrappy-Doo. You know how Scrappy-Doo always says puppy power, and she goes poopy power, and I go no it's puppy power, and I went to correct her and then realized she was joking.
Yeah.
And she's like laughing, and I'm like, it's not poopy power. And she's laughing more. And I say, she's like, poopy power. And I'm like, it's puppy power. She's like, poopy power. So I'm like, okay, here, that's where it all starts.
Yeah, there you go.